Hi, you've joined us to learn more about minority business matters. My name is Olivia and I work at Heart of the City. I'll be guiding you through the next 20 minutes. Let's get to it. So, this session is very much focused on introduction to foundations for responsible business, and I will be explaining what that is in just a second. So, you've been invited because you've come through the Minority Business Matters programme, which is a new programme funded by the UK government, supported by the Mayor of London, and it's all to do with the Levelling Up Fund. And the Minority Business Matters programme is a joint initiative between Heart of the City and MSDUK. Sorry, it didn't go next. So we are working together to deliver this new programme to support ethnic minority-owned businesses. And this is specifically for businesses based in London. There will be a range of support available through the Minority Business Matters programme. Some of it will come through MSD UK, some of it will become a more holistic support, and some of it will come through Heart of the City. And today's session will be talking about the Heart of the City support. So first of all, who is Heart of the City? So Heart of a City is a non-profit organisation, and we've been helping small businesses on their responsible business journey. We've been working for about 20 years, and we started from the City of London Corporation. So we have a wide network of organisations that we work with, and you'll see here that we've helped over 1,000 businesses make a positive impact. How we do this work is what I'm going to tell you in a second, but we essentially deliver a learning course for small businesses and an opportunity for them to network and connect with other businesses who are like-minded. So I wanted to explain a little bit about why we're focusing on responsible business. But some of you may not have heard the term responsible business. You may have heard corporate social responsibility or sustainability, or ESG, which stands for environment, social, and governance. Essentially, they all mean the same thing, more or less. It's about how organizations, in this case businesses, can best support and improve the livelihoods for the people that they work with and serve, the communities that they're based in, and the environment that we are all living on. So at Heart of the City, we work with UK-based small businesses across all sectors, and that's a unique platform, which means that we can draw learnings from lots of different businesses. Some businesses may use different terminology, so it depends on where your business sits, that it makes sense for you to use ESG, or it may make sense for you to use the term sustainability, or in some sectors, social value is the most used term to describe this. And why Heart of the City, and in particular the Foundations for Responsible Business programme, focuses on responsible business is here. So we have a number of tried and tested reasons, and we seeing the benefits of responsible business through this. So if you're thinking, why should I do it? Just bear with me for 2 more minutes while I explain why you might want to have a focus on responsible business. So this top left one, win and retain business. It's really, really important for your business to be able to demonstrate how you're better supporting our environment and people. And I say this because more and more larger tenders, larger contracts, particularly government, but larger corporates are expecting their supply chain, so the smaller businesses within their supply chain, to demonstrate how they are either reducing their carbon footprints, so anything around scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 emissions, or how they're giving back to their community, or you may be asked about your diversity inclusion. If you are able to demonstrate what you're doing, you have a stronger chance of winning business. Attracting and retaining talent, you would have heard it many a time. The younger generation are more and more interested in working for organizations which have a strong values based, and they are often not choosing to work with companies that don't align with their values. We're seeing it come in interviews that people ask, what is your sustainability policy? Or they read your sustainability policy and they want more evidence about what you're doing. Creating a great workplace culture. What we've found when we work with our small businesses is that everyone can get involved with these areas. You will always find people who are genuinely interested and want to make their work a better place, but also the impact of their organization better. So it's a really brilliant way to bring your team together. Attracting investors, it's similar to the winning and retaining business. Investors want to invest in organizations which have a strong ESG angle because they understand that those are the businesses that will be future-proofed and will be able to survive over the coming years. Get ahead of the game. That's true. I think in a few years' time, if you don't do a lot of the things that we'll be explaining, you will be left behind, and it is becoming a more normal way of doing business. But if you haven't started, it's very important for you to start soon. So now I'd like to explain the actual program that you're entitled to for a free year. So the Foundations for Responsible Business program focuses on 4 areas. You can see them here. Strategy is the main one. We really encourage you to think, how are you going to embed responsible business into your business? Now, you may be doing a lot of it already, but it may not be pulled together in a document, or it may not be that forward-looking, and that's where we come in to help you. The 3 other areas we focus on are people. People, that can be about supporting diversity and inclusion goals, employee engagement. If you've never done a survey, if you've never thought about thinking about what your employees want from you, that's where we can help. Mental health, social mobility. It's a really wide range, but it's essentially, how can your business best support the people that you have and also attract the people that you want into the business? Community, that's thinking about how your business can give back. Now, your community can be defined by your local area. It could be community based on industry, or it could also be community as your employees. So what your employees feel are important for your business. And that's thinking about how a business can give back financially, but also volunteering, and if they have any other assets that organizations may want to utilize. Environment. So we have a very, very strong focus on reducing your carbon footprint. And we have tools to take you from understanding carbon footprint and that whole world of carbon measurement, which is very difficult to understand. We've made a very simple guide, step by step, to get you to understand what it is, what those scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 emissions are, what carbon neutral means, what does net zero. That's where we sit. It's very much helping you understand, measure, and reduce your carbon footprint. That's the primary focus of our environment piece, but we also do focus on areas such as how to get sustainability embedded into your business. We're looking more at biodiversity and nature. So it's a wide piece on the environment, but we are increasingly seeing that businesses, larger corporates, keep on asking our smaller businesses for their scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 emissions, or at least they want to know that people are working on it. So those are the 4 areas that we focus on the Foundations course. But how do we actually deliver it? Because we've been around for 20 years, we've had quite a long-standing relationship with a number of larger institutions and corporates. So our corporates help deliver the content of our program alongside smaller businesses who have already gone through our program or are currently on it. So you'll see some well-known names here, and these individuals volunteer, and they either give up their time to help deliver an online learning session, or you can have one-to-ones with individuals in these companies to really get into the depths of what you want to focus on a people area or an environment area, we're lucky enough to have this brilliant network, and we utilize it through the program to get the best experience for you. So if you join the Foundations for Responsible Business program, this is what you can expect. So we have online learning. That's our primary mode of delivery. And I'll go on to the next slide to explain that a little bit more. But we have a range of online events, but this is coupled with in-person networking and events. So we have at least 2 per year. Next year, we've got 3 planned with a particular focus on being supplier ready. We also allow you, if you want, to meet the other businesses in an informal way through coffee and chat. And those businesses who are on the Minority Business Matters program will also have more opportunities to meet the businesses that are specifically in that cohort. You'll also have one-to-one support through myself, but also through any of the experts from our ambassador companies that you saw on the previous slide. And then it goes without saying that you'll be part of a larger community of businesses who are all doing good. And we are seeing that more larger corporates are coming to us and saying, which small business is on your course? Because those are the ones that I want to work with. So it's a really brilliant way to be plugged in to a wider network of businesses who you may want to be working with in the future. So when I mention online learning, this snapshot is our online learning platform. So you will have access to this online learning platform, and on there you will be able to find previous sessions of events, but also what's coming up, free resources, ability to book in meetings with myself, and also a chat forum essentially. This is really helpful tool because you only have one login, but anyone in your business can log in, and we encourage you to share that login because we appreciate that you as an individual may be focusing on the strategy, but you may be asking someone else in your team to focus a bit more on the environment and someone else on the people. So we really want you to share the learning across your business. This is our 2024 events overview. You can see on average we have about 2 events per month, and that will be a mixture of lunch and learns, which are 45 minutes, and they are quite short and sharp, and they're about a specific topic, and have a short Q&A session at the end. That's normally with an expert from an ambassador company or an interesting organization who's been doing a lot of work in that area. We also have workshops, which are deeper dives. Those are 90 minutes long, and that's where we really go more in depth in a particular topic, and you have a chance to meet the other smaller businesses on the course. That's also online. Surgeries are sessions which don't have an agenda, and they are peer-led. So we have a topic. So we have, for example, community as a topic, and we'll have 2 experts who work in the community world who are available to answer any questions that you may have. But also we encourage our small businesses to share what they're doing with the other members. So you really get that peer learning. And then finally, obviously, we have in-person networking events. And this is our first draft, and we know that we will be adding more as we go. I think the key thing to say is you're not expected to attend everything because it may not all be relevant, and nor do I expect you as an individual to be attending everything. If you are able to distribute it amongst your colleagues, that's probably the most effective way. We also have a responsible business resource hub. So we have loads of resources that we are developing and continuously updating. You'll be able to access these. Anyone can access them. And we are developing resources to help you develop policies as well as specific case studies and key sharing of key learnings. Now, if you joined the program, I'd like to stress that it's quite a personal experience. So it's very much, how does it work for your business? And if you join, this is what you would be entitled to. So we have something called a responsible business health check that you can find on the online learning platform. That is a tool that you use to rate yourself on where you are on responsible business topics. We ask that to be at the beginning and the end of the year to show progress, but it's a really helpful way to think about areas that you may not have considered before, and also to see where you are on your responsible business journey. From the responsible business health check, you and I can identify areas that you want to focus on over the next year. And I will work with you to point out which events make sense for you to join, which resources will be helpful, whether it's worth you speaking to an expert from our ambassadors network now or in a few months' time. That's very much the conversation that you and I would be having. And we would meet at least twice in your year. Some I meet every month. So it's very dependent on what you need, but at least twice per year. As I mentioned, you could also have one-to-ones with experts from our ambassador companies, and that's a brilliant support there for our businesses. And finally, there's something called Skills Builder Training, and that's for a new initiative that we'll be running. It's not on the 2024 events just yet, because we haven't put in the date, but that is about showing how what you're doing is enhancing your skills and really providing everyone who's on our course the confidence to make change within their businesses, because our program really does upskill individuals in a number of areas. So it's really showcasing and giving them the confidence to keep on leading that change. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, how long does this program take? Because how I've described it is there's quite a lot. We do expect you to do the responsible business health check, which only takes 10 minutes, at the beginning and at the end of your year with us. And that is because we can share with you the progress that you have made. So that's really important for you to see what you've achieved, but also for us to see how we've been able to help you or what we need to change for next year. We recommend spending 4 hours per month on the program. Those 4 hours do not need to be 4 hours in front of a screen. They could be 1 hour watching something that you couldn't join in real life on an online learning platform. It could be attending a session. It could be 1 hour researching a new policy, and it could be 1 hour collaborating with colleagues about what you're actually going to be doing in a certain area. The 4 hours per month also does not just have to be you as an individual. Depending on the size of your business, you can disperse those 4 hours amongst other colleagues. We do also require attendance at our strategy sessions. So we have one in April, I believe, next year. So we would expect attendance at that, because the Foundations for Responsible Business program is really pushing for you to be able to develop a strategy document, which is the next bullet point. That's really what we want, so that if you decide at the end of the year that you no longer want to continue, you've used your free year as much as possible, that you are able to take your learnings and keep on going. So we want it to last beyond your time with us. And that is it. That is a whistle-stop tour of what you can get for the Foundations for Responsible Business program. If you think you would be interested in pursuing this program, if you think it's right for you, then there is the link. You can go onto our website and you can apply straight away. And I'll also be sharing follow-up.